To me, ranching, conservation, and community is a winning team. That means that all those components work together, just like any team.
We're focusing on how to win, that we go out with the intention that we're going to get better.
I mean, without all three kind of fitting together, you don't have those win-win situations. So their mission really resonates with me as a meaningful way for conservation to hit the ground.
RSA is working really hard to help people communicate and understand the connection between the land, their environment, and their lives. I wanted to work with a group that had a vision and the energy to follow it through.
We were having a lot of pressures pushed down on us, and yet we weren't part of the solution.
I came to RSA because it was such a positive organization. I felt like when I was at those meetings, they were working on positive solutions and building relationships with other folks and looking for common solutions.
To me, a win is when I see unusual or unlikely partners at a table working on a local issue.
What we have, what we treasure here in these rural communities is appealing to younger folks. And we want to see them come back and continue to build on this lifestyle that we have here and to appreciate it and to strengthen the communities that we already have.
Having a sustainable ranch, a profitable ranch, you know, that means they're going to be there for generations to come.
I would say describing RSA's work in one word, my word would be unprecedented.
Progressive.
Regenerative.
Community.
Inclusive.
Relationship building.
Inspiring.
Action is what I would say.
The one impact they can have is that people can work together.
They're helping provide benefits to conservation that's helping the ranching and the wildlife around here, plus the communities. And the best part is trying to help keep young people on the ranch.
North central Montana is one of the largest intact grasslands in the world.
There's very few places in the country or even in the world that have the landscape intactness, especially in a grassland sagebrush system that we have here.
Grasslands is the #1 declining ecosystem globally. So finding ways to conserve and better use resources in this grassland is one of the top conservation priorities in the world.
Most of the species that were here when Columbus hit the continent are still here.
For a wildlife enthusiast that's into declining grassland birds or big game or sage grouse, I mean, we really have it all here.
It doesn't get a lot of rain, so it wasn't productive farmland, but it is productive for grazing. It's still got a ton of potential to provide habitat for wildlife while at the same time providing a living to the people in the communities that live here.
These family ranches are keeping grazing animals on it and managing that rangeland in the most efficient and responsible way possible.
If you want to find ways to think about things differently and try new things and feel good about what you're doing in those trials and errors, I think RSA can provide that support.
You know, their mission statement of ranching, conservation, and communities, a winning team, is really true.
RSA is doing so many good things for such a wide variety of people and places. So when I think about RSA and the good things that we do, keeping ranchers ranching, to support our local communities to keep them strong and whole, and then that in turn supports conservation, because I don't think that conservation can be done well without people on the ground that are committed and passionate about conservation and about this landscape.
It's just amazing how much more we can accomplish when everybody's at the table and when we're all working together. I think that's been really key to the success.
I just think it's a great group. I think, you know, progressive ranching, some managed grazing ideas, water infrastructure, it's all part of a revolution that's happening in agriculture and grassland management. I think RSA is leading that movement.
I for once had a voice in where my future was. I wasn't subject to, some other outside pressures. We could guide our own destiny.
I was honored when RSA called and asked me if I would be a board member. I promised myself that I'd only work with individuals or entities that had the energy to truly make an impact in a positive way in the world we live in. When RSA called, I said yes.